Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Music Masterpieces. And today, I'm quite excited about this. Very excited about this. This is a band who I got introduced to around about 2022. It was a bit of a strange one, in as much that I kind of with Spotify, sometimes you get these suggestions to listen to some music, and this band had been introduced to me, and I was kind of looking at it. I was looking at the artwork. I think it's interesting artwork, and then I started to play it, and it kind of ran over me a little bit, and I didn't really engage with it properly. And sometimes that's mood, isn't it? When you literally can't work out whether a sound is going to be one that you want to listen to for that day, that time, that moment. You're just not in the mood for this type of music. So it kind of got put to bed for a little while. And then in the spring of 2023, my son introduced me to this track, and he said, "Dad, you got to have a listen to this." And it was a track by Sleep Token called The Summoning. And it was just ridiculous. It was just a song that was all over the place. I couldn't work it out. The rhythms were all over the place. And but there was something about it. There was something that kept drawing me sort of in. But again, because my brain couldn't work it out properly, my problem, not the band's problem. They were doing what they wanted to do. I kind of put it to one side. And then in beginning of May of that year, Sleep Token released a song called Rain. And again, it came up on one of my mixes, and I thought, here they are again. This is this group. And I went back to my son and said to him, "Oh, this group's amazing." And he said, "I told you that in January." He said that they were really good. Excuse me. So listening to Rain, started listening to the tracks that they'd already released for the album that they were going to be releasing that in that May, called Take Me Back to Eden. Did a bit of research, realised that this band were completely anonymous, all wore masks. Yes, that's not the first time anybody's done that. But in the day and age of the age that we live in now, it's very hard to be inconspicuous, isn't it? It's very hard to for people not to be able to track people down and work out who they are. Anyway, the album came out. I absolutely loved it. It was played on repeat for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I then went backwards and started listening to some of their earlier stuff, of which in album terms, there was Sundowning, their first album, and then their second album, This Place Will Become Your Tomb. And from that second album, this is track number 10, and it's called Telomeres. And I think this is a masterpiece. And I'll talk about it and explain why as we sort of listen to the song, and I'll pause some bits in it. But incredibly, I think there's a lot of the Sleep Token community that believe that this should be part of Sleep Token's live set. And it isn't. And it never has been. So I'm calling Sleep Token out today, and I'm saying, you've got to put this in your live set. So then people would say to me, well, what's it going to replace? It's hard to replace any of the Sleep Token songs, really is. But give it a chance, guys, because I think that if you played this, I think you get the same reaction as everybody gave you when eventually you came round to playing Euclid. This is a very, very special Sleep Token song. It's called Telomeres. Let's have a listen.
You got
So it's this really, really quiet start with Vessel's vocals. And it's just really, really beautifully gentle. And if you've never heard a Sleep Token song before, if this is the first time that you've ever heard anything that they've ever done, stand by, because things do change.
And silence, as you breathe me out, I drink you in.
One of the things I wanted to mention about this was that the whole of This Place Will Become Your Tomb album is very water-based, very sea-based. So the first track on the album is called Atlantic. The track after this is called High Water. There's a lot of water-based themes in it. And you kind of get that. I mean, obviously this is the visualizer in this video as well has got that kind of feel to it as well. But even the atmosphere, that real wide spacing atmosphere in this is just beautiful.
And we go beyond the farthest reaches, where the light bends, erupts beneath us. And I know as you collapse into me, this is the start of something.
Mention of oceans. Lovely background. It's interesting with this album. There was a little bit of history with this album because, again, through research, I saw an interview with the producer, and he said that this was a very, very difficult album to make because it was released, or it was created and released all through COVID. So there very often were people working on their own instead of bands working together. But still, the final result in this album is just incredible. And if you've not listened to the whole album, I really, really recommend it. When you listen to the care and attention in each song that Sleep Token produce, and you were introduced to this, which on the face of it, it doesn't appear to be doing that much. But actually, when you, on repeat listening, this is a song you go back to. This is a song that just when it plays in the car, you're there and you're like, okay, no, I'm not. This it's non-skippable. Nobody skips Telomeres. And there's so many little tiny touches in it, whether it's Two's drumming. Two's won Drummer of the Year for last few years now, and in various drumming circles, he's considered to be one of the best. And again, if you search for Two from Sleep Token drumming, he appears on stage just doing drums at various events. I think he did one last year in Porto, where he plays along to Sleep Token tracks, and you see just what an incredible drummer he is. And then you hear the little fills that he adds into these songs. So you've got this beautiful fusion of really well written song with really lovely atmospherics behind it. Vessel's very, very smooth vocal, the tightness of the band, and then those lovely fills that Two adds. So that's a beautifully lyrically written piece that really grabs you as a listener. Let the tides carry you back to me. It's almost like a feeling of wanting to be with a person forever, or maybe it's a memory of an unrequited love, maybe something there that just existed before but is gone. But he's kind of saying, look, let the tides drag you back to me. I want you back. And it's a yearning, and it's something that the writer feels very, very strongly about. And then I know that you collapse into me. So it's kind of like, you're so happy to see me. You're so happy to be back. We're so happy to be together. And then the next line is this is the start of something.
This is the start of something.
There's still around about a minute to go on this song. There is no more singing. There's some background and some harmonies. That's it. Stunning. It's just absolutely stunning. And in the same way that Keane's Atlantic has that beautiful evocation of the sea and the ocean and the expanse, another track by Depeche Mode called Before We Drown has that similar feel. This song is another masterpiece, and I'm very happy to include it today. Sleep Token, go and check them out. If you've never heard them, go and check them out. You may have the same feeling that I had when I first listened to Sleep Token, which is, I'm not ready for this yet. And very often when I play anything by Sleep Token to friends and family, it's the same sort of, oh, he's going on about Sleep Token reaction again. but once you get it, once you find your entry songs, you find yourself drawn into them lyrically, musically, and then you find yourself wanting to go and see them. And I was very lucky. I've been to see them twice, and both times, absolutely incredible experience. And it's a great time to be alive when you see groups like this come along, because they don't come along very often, and you want them to be there for as long as some of the other bands have been going, 20, 30 years, to continue to produce great music. Sleep Token don't write music that they're not ready to hand to people and say, this is us. This is they don't write rubbish music. The lyrically, musically is very, very accomplished. So go and check them out, enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video.